game, and there's nothing else like it on the market. And despite being widely available at 2 major online board game portals, it remains completely obscure. There are many months where I'm able to claim Tyrus on the monthly games only I played geek list because I'm the only one to log a play of it the entire month in the entire world. So that's Tyrus. Check it out if you like. It's free to play at both Yucatan and Boitajou. It only takes a minute to learn, and chances are I might even wind up as your opponent. Last week, I started my top 5 games for Halloween countdown with Mall of Horror at position number 5. At position number 4 is one of my favorite deck builders, and one of my wife's all-time favorite games, Nightfall, designed by David Gregg and published by AEG. I remember I was at the Gen Con when this was first released back in 2011. AEG was practically giving it away and was selling it in the consignment store for half off during its convention release. Fresh off the enchantment of Dominion, I would have bought any deck builder I came across at the time, and so snatched up the discounted Nightfall without a second thought. In fact, with the exception of its last expansion, Eastern Skies, the game is still readily and cheaply available at Amazon and other online retailers. Nightfall was one of the early deck builders and remains one of the most unique games in the genre. The thing that made it stand out from the others was its chaining mechanic that dictated how many cards a player could play on a turn. Each card had 3 colored dots on it, 1 primary one and 2 secondary ones. Players could play any card they wanted to start their turn, but could only continue playing cards if they could link together the primary colored dot of their new card to either of the secondary colored dots of the previous card, etc., etc., playing as many cards as they could this way. And then, their opponent could react to these card plays by playing cards from their hand that chained off of the last one their opponent played. And then the cards would activate their special abilities in the opposite order they were played. It was a very clever idea, made for some highly interactive combos and card play action, and in a board game landscape where various deck-building mechanics are shamelessly copied by other games, surprisingly, there has never been another one that has copied the Nightfall chaining mechanism. But this is another game my wife and I bring out each October. It's particularly good as a 2-player game. We play it the same way we do Dominion, mixing 2 expansions at a time, for the perfect mix of thematic and surprising card combinations. There's also a decent story that goes along with the game, and each expansion builds upon the world that the previous ones established. Nightfall usually winds up as our most played game each October, and I don't expect that to change this year either. Well, that will do it for episode 17. Thanks for listening. Feel free to join the Out of the Dust podcast guild at BoardGameGeek.com. Follow the podcast on Twitter at OutOfTheDustBGG. Leave a comment at the guild. PM me on BGG under user handle Radagast14, or email me at radagast14@CenturyLink.net. And join the Out of the Dust conversation yourself at our monthly geek list at BGG. I usually write and record this podcast over the weekend, but I've got a local convention coming up this next weekend, and then I'm going camping with my son's Cub Scout troop the weekend after that. I probably won't be able to release an episode both of those weeks, but I'll try to come out with at least one during that time frame. I need to continue my countdown after all. But for now, play me out, Tananda!